Hey, what's going on, nerds around the world? Welcome to episode 40 of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. I am Paul English, and we have a terrific show for you today. And joining me in this is Chris and Jack. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
Good to be here. I'm happy to talk about Scooby Doo.
Yes, indeed. I know it's been a long couple weeks since our last show. I apologize. Halloween month kind of didn't turn out the way we wanted to. Miscommunications, blah, blah, blah. But we are here for episode 1 of Halloween month, and we are going to do a celebration of Scooby Doo, the most famous canine detective of all time. That's going to be our main topic, but first we have some other news to report. I'm sure you can guess one of them had to do with a certain trailer premiering last night. We will get to that momentarily, but first some other news that I want to bring up, some other news going on. First one being this, something that is going to appeal to our inner superhero fandom. It sounds like Cartoon Network is developing a new Justice League animated series. Going to be coming to Cartoon Network sometime next year. This was reported by Kofi Outlaw from Screen Rant on October 6th. As we all know, in the 90s, DC Animation had a string of amazing shows, culminating with Justice League in 2001, an absolutely fantastic show that we all love. And with the news, of course, of Justice League live-action films coming out in 2017 and 2018 or 2019, wherever it is, there's reports that Cartoon Network is developing a new Justice League animated series. Well, they're working on it. Let's see where it's an animation for it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Animated series, hitting blah, blah, blah. More recent example. The news should come as little surprise to anyone who has knowledge of the history of DC Comics, animation, and films, or really anyone who's been watching superhero genre take over Hollywood in the last few years. The Green Lantern. So, the big question surrounding Justice League, however, with the recent shows like Green Lantern and Beware the Batman and shows like that being more kid-friendly than much more kid-friendly than shows like Batman the Animated Series or Superman. The big question surrounding the show is what kind of animated series is Cartoon Network going to be doing with this? Because according to this article, Cartoon Network's more recent track record with DC Comics properties isn't that encouraging. There's been a clear shift to try to capture a younger market, with shows like Teen Titans Go, Batman Brave and the Bold, or The Batman, while fantastic shows the older crowd like Young Justice fall by the wayside. The Justice League cartoon in the early 2000s and spin-off have all the wonderful fingerprints of creators like Bruce Timm and Dwayne. We've got no doubt there are a lot of fans who will hear tell of this new series and expect the same kind of greatness as the previous seasons. So, according to this, the biggest concern about the show is it going to be a more serious-driven show like the old Justice League cartoons, like Young Justice, or the original Teen Titans, or will it be more kid-friendly like Teen Titans Go and The Batman? So, gentlemen, I want to get your thoughts on this. Chris, starting with you. What do you think about this news of a new Justice League animated series coming to Cartoon Network, and what are you hoping it will be like?
I think the news is, kind of, I believe, I just, with this, I think, I think this is like, the aim that Cartoon Network has to make another Justice League animated series is kind of questionable at best. I'm not saying that you're not going to succeed. I'm just saying, I like what they did back in the 2000s with the Justice League anime series that they did. I love the animation. I love the stories. I love the sophistication of the writing. It updated those characters, how they were depicted back in the 70s. But I'm not sure how they are going to approach this. I'm not really sure at all. I hope they do well, but they aiming to make it more kid friendly, I guess. My concern is, like I said, with the approach to the stories, are there going to be some serious kid friendly stuff like that? I'm all not really all for it. I'm sure if they wanted to take a shot, yeah, sure, by all means. But the question is it going to be any good? But you have that, yes, the Justice League DVD set. Is it going to live up to that?
That is indeed my concern. I think I may have brought this up once before, but Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, of all the DC animated shows, this one is my favorite, even more than Batman the Animated Series. I friggin' love Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. They're unbelievable shows. So this needs to live up to this. This is the gold standard for DC animation. It has to live up to this, or come close, or else it's a total failure.
Okay, I'm gonna
Jack, I want to get your thoughts on that.
Well, first I want to say something about Justice League. I went to New York Comic Con, and most of the cast was there except for the Flash, unfortunately, and they read some of the script from some of the episodes.
Like the older Justice League?
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they read stuff from This Little Piggy, the first episode of Justice League, and one more, and Kevin Conroy sang part of Am I Blue?
God, I want to go to a Comic-Con. I need the money so badly.
I think this show's going to be good. I'm hearing from some sources that Kevin Conroy's returning to be Batman.
It's a good sign.
And that Mark Hamill will be the Joker and Swamp Thing.
That's a good sign.
So I think it'll be really good. I'm not surprised we're getting a new one, especially with the DC Cinematic Universe starting to build itself up. They're going to want to have an animated thing to get more people excited for a Justice League movie that's coming down the road.
Okay, so yeah, we got our hopes up for that, obviously. Okay, so speaking of Justice League, another story I want to bring up. This one came as a total shock to me. This, I have no idea where this, I guess this came from like a Tumblr source. According to this Tumblr source, I honestly have no idea what Tumblr is, but anyway, so I don't know how true this is. A report coming out of the new Batman vs. Superman live-action film is regarding Jesse Eisenberg. He's not actually playing Lex Luthor, but in fact, he's playing Lex Luthor's son, Alexander Joseph Luthor Jr., who's taken over Luthor's company and turned it into his tech giant. Apparently, according to this timeline, Lex Sr. passed away unexpectedly in the year 2000, leaving his son to take the reins. The achievement of LexCorp's founder failed in comparison to the accomplishments of the younger Luthor, was the youngest ever to be named Fortune Business Person of the Year, and included on the magazine list of World's 50 Greatest Leaders, reads the article. I have no idea where this came from, and honestly, I really don't know why they're going this route. The only thing I can really think of is it's some kind of like cop-out maneuver to, in case Jesse sucks, which I half expecting he will. I'm hoping he won't, but kind of expecting it that, oh, well, at least he didn't fuck up Lex Luthor. They just screwed up his son. We're all good with that.
No, I think he's the real Luthor. I think they're just being a little confusing. And I think it came from the magazine article Forbes. And some interesting things came out of that article, that he has a rivalry with Bruce Wayne, that the company Lex worked, his father did was more weapons. This is more scientific. And that he has a rivalry with Bruce Wayne, and that he has a collection of meteor rocks, so kryptonite's in there too. And they mentioned Cord Industries, which we know is Blue Beetle.
Alright, so you think that's actually Lex Luthor and not his son?
Yeah.
Alright, Chris, what about you? What do you think of this little report?
I'm not really sure what to make of it, I'm not really sure what to make of this creative decision. It seems okay, actually. I mean, I guess I'm really confused as to why they decided to reveal until now that he is Lex Luthor Jr. It's not just Lex Luthor. No. I mean, it's this is a step in the right direction. I'm not really. I guess I'm not really, overall concerned about that part. My biggest thing is how Eisenberg really portrays his character. When he was cast, I wasn't really, jumping the gun, jumping up and down because I thought he was miscast, and it's just like, this is like him as like super. Not my ideal, for this character, but it seems like an okay choice. I mean, maybe I'm still uncertain at this point.
Okay. So, one other thing we need to go over. A couple other things we need to go over. First one, according to.
Oh, I wanted to say a couple more things about Batman v Superman.
Okay, be quick.
No, at a New York Comic Con, they had these suits and cases of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and Wi-Fi was provided by LexCorp, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So another story I want to bring up. This is from Nick Romano of Cinema Blend. This 2 weeks ago. According to this, Lionsgate Studios has started auditioning people for the main roles in the upcoming live-action reboot of the Power Rangers franchise. If we all know, this movie is scheduled to come out in January of 2017, and they are starting to audition people they're auditioning young, unknown actors for the roles of the 5 lead Rangers. A few names haven't popped up, and there have been some confirming news. The first one came out a few weeks ago. Young actress by the name of Naomi Scott has been cast as Kimberly Hart, who we know as the Pink Ranger, for many of us, our first childhood crush. And Jack, you messaged me a pretty big picture. Would you mind bringing that up, please?
Yeah, I found out that they had cast the Red Ranger, and his name is Darcy Montgomery. I don't know what he's from, but I'm guessing what you said, that it's a new person, which I think is kind of the wrong way to go.
Why is that?
I think they should, for a movie like this, where not everybody is excited about, and some people think it's just a stupid idea, I think they should at least have some well-known actors, young actors, but people we know of, that would get us into seats. Like, I think they should have made Chloe Grace Moretz the Pink Ranger. I think that would have got some butts in seats.
If I had to guess why they're doing this, why they're going with like unknowns for like the roles of the main Rangers, is that if I know Saban and I have a decent idea of his plans, his whole thought process behind this is he wants to make as much money as he can while spending as little as possible, and he wants to milk this as much as he can, which he's pretty much done for as long as he's had Power Rangers. I mean, I think David Yost, who the original Billy, pretty much said it best. Each episode of Power Rangers essentially is a 30-minute or 20-minute toy commercial, if you don't count the actual commercials. I mean, he's really looking to sell toys out of this and make money. What he doesn't understand is he needs to make this movie well written. If he puts his heart and soul into it, makes this a kick-ass movie, the toys are going to sell themselves. I mean, Power Rangers has such a nostalgic feel to it for like the longtime fans like myself and Caleb who've been watching since the beginning. And then, of course, new fans who've been turned on, hopefully, by Dino Charge, which is on Nickelodeon right now. Fantastic season, I will point out. But as far as big names, I'm willing to wager that they're saving the big names for the supporting roles, like Zordon and Rita and Zed if they eventually bring him. Like, I think I brought this up a few times before. I've heard Liam Neeson's name connected to this movie. So I mean, that's just rumor. That's just rumor. It's not anything confirmed. But I've heard his name connected to this. I'm thinking, hell, maybe they'll cast Liam Neeson as Zordon or something. I don't know.
I said the same things like Zordon.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're saving the big names for the supporting roles. And they want to go with young actors for the lead roles because, I mean, that's what Power Rangers has always done. I mean, they cast unknowns for the Rangers, and depending on the success of this movie, they could have these characters for a long, long time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could see these characters like 6, 7 movies before they switch up the cast or something. I don't know. Maybe they're going to retell the entire Power Ranger story in film. We might get Zeo, Turbo, Spade. I don't know. I mean, I think that's why they're going with the choice for, like, mostly unknowns. People who've done, like, very few films. So, that's what I want to bring up. Chris, anything you'd like to add to this?
I mean, not really. I'm not really a Power Rangers fan. I watched it because, you guys know I watched the series since I was a kid. I mean, lost interest, but, good luck with that. I mean, good luck with the Power Rangers movie, but, yeah. It just seems like they pretty much know what, pretty much are going full steam ahead. It seems they're getting everything together to make this movie happen.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add, Jack?
No, not the Power Rangers.
All right, so let's move on. Obviously, a certain big trailer debuted last night during Monday Night Football on ESPN. I assume the ratings for that game were through the roof for this one reason. The official theatrical trailer for Star Wars The Force Awakens debuted last night, and the world went into total geek-out mode. I watched that trailer like 4 times, just like rewind, watch, rewind, watch, rewind, watch. I did that about 3 different times. So, oh my God, I was the only person awake in my house last night by the time when that trailer came on. So I had to urge to jump up and down, scream and holler and with joy. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And that's when it really hit me. We're actually getting a brand new Star Wars movie. It's only 2 months away. So I could not be more excited right now. It looked absolutely fantastic. The characters are interesting. The special effects look beyond amazing, even better than the prequel trilogy. I cannot wait for this movie. I need the DeLorean time machine to come back to the future to show up and take me to December 18th. I need this movie now. Yeah. So yeah. Chris, what about you?
Woo! Stunning! Absolutely beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just like watching that trailer last night really blew my socks off. It's just like especially from that opening shot of Rey crawling into that down Star Destroyer, to the last shot, Ben going against Kylo Ren. Man, it looks like JJ really, pulled it off. I mean, we're not certain at this point, I mean, we're really not certain if he has made a good movie out of this, It's just like I'm not gonna lie, I actually teared up, during this. I mean, it was just the whole thing was so beautiful. Just like it just like the feel of it, the the grandeur, the majesty of the whole thing. It's just wow. As I said, I was just blown away. Especially when the Falcon went into hyperspace and all that. That was awesome sauce. This is like oh my goodness. It's just like it to me it seemed that people said that, like, they didn't really give us much story. I believe they gave us more story than people thought they did. It gives us a feeling of what the movie is about, but yet it raises so many questions. We still don't have a general idea, and about what's going to happen. And of course, people notice the lack of Luke Skywalker. I was concerned about that myself, and so maybe they should. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's like they're trying to keep Luke's role a mystery, As I was just saying, I was like, yeah, maybe it is right. Maybe it's the best, not show him at this point. They're not going to show a lot of them, obviously, of course, in the marketing. But still his involvement, is still a great fascination. But yeah, the trailer, absolutely amazing. I can't wait till December. Star Wars, they're maybe in the awakening. Oh my God, this is like, of course I got. According to what I got, I got tickets for the marathon. The Star Wars marathon. Come December 17th. Each of the previous films, and of course, concluding with the premiere of The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens, the new Star Wars movie. Star Wars, there will be in December. There will be an awakening.
I am so jealous of you right now. I want to go to that Star Wars marathon. If it was not finals week, I would have gotten my ticket for that. Damn you, Chris. I wanted that so badly.
First me. I got the T-shirt right here. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta be wearing it. You're gonna have a Star Wars themed blanket to sleep and a Star Wars themed pillow to sleep on when Attack of the Clones comes on. That way you can sleep through the bullshit.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna sleep. Maybe I'm just gonna stand out in the lobby, just like through the fan menace taxation bullshit. And the Attack of the Clones, Padme, Anakin love bullshit, and certain parts of Revenge of the Sith, oh my goodness, most notably some of the more boring parts, even with the Council, and Revenge of the Sith. But yeah. Woo! Oh my goodness! Star Wars marathon.
I'll have a Star Wars marathon in my house. Whatever. It's free.
Yes.
I already have the 6th movie that'll be free. Whatever.
Star Wars marathon yes, all the previous movies concluding with the premiere of The Force Awakens. Oh! There will be an awakening.
All right. Jack has nothing nice to say about this trailer, so he has wisely elected to say nothing. A very smart move on his part. So, well done. Anyway, let us move on. Obviously we had to get that excitement out. So let's move on to the main topic.
Wait, we have 2 news things I think we should bring up.
Okay.
So there's a 3D artist working on Batman v Superman, and he's saying Doomsday is not in the movie.
Okay.
Which is contrary to many rumors. Personally, I don't think what he's taking is true, because if let's say Doomsday is in the movie and he says it, he's never going to work in this town again. I mean,
honestly, I think they should save Doomsday for Justice League. I mean, let's have this movie be about Batman and Superman fighting and then reconciling. Okay, I mean that's what they're billing with the title. Let's just keep it at that. No,
I'm not saying if I want him or not. I'm just saying I don't buy this guy's comments, because it's not like he's going to go out and say, Doomsday is in Batman versus Superman. Because he does that, he'll get sued and he's never going to work in another movie again.
No, it's his own fault if he does, so, oh well.
Another thing is, it's been confirmed that the Hulk will be in the new Thor movie.
Yes, I did read that. That's quite exciting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Wonder how that's going to play out.
It's just a shame that supposed rumor that Fantastic Four is coming to Marvel proved to be a false. I am so pissed about that.
I think we all are, but hopefully someday in the future we'll get our wish.
Maybe.
As long as Fox does not make another Fantastic Four movie within the next 7 years, Marvel will get them back.
Oh, dear God. Shudder.
Anyway, let's move on. It is time to talk about Scooby Doo. This is one of the longest-running television shows of all time. It has been ran on and off for about 46 years now, I believe. Yeah, it's been running on and off for about 46 years. It's clearly one of the most famous characters of all time, and in 2013, in fact, TV Guide ranked Scooby Doo the 5th greatest TV cartoon of all time. I suppose that is fair enough, considering what an icon he is. I love Scooby Doo myself. I've been watching him since I was a little kid. I've seen pretty much all the incarnations on reruns, both new and rerun, blah blah blah. And yeah, I got nothing negative to say about him at all. So I mean, obviously we'll talk about specific seasons, but Chris, what are your thoughts on Scooby Doo?
I mean, I always enjoyed him. I always enjoyed watching the shows as a kid. You know, I always felt like he was an okay character. You know, very funny at times. I mean, I wasn't like a overly rapidly, you know, in love with the characters, and most people are. You know, but you know, I thought he was a decent. I think him to be a decent, you know, creation. You know, from Hanna-Barbera. You know, I always like some of the characters. You know, especially Fred. You know, the kind of persona that guy exudes, you know. Yes, Shaggy can be a bit, you know, he can be a bit too much sometimes.
Zoinks!
And Daphne's sexy, you know.
Yes, indeed.
And Velma's, of course, the brainy one of the whole group of Mixed Mystery Inc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cartoon since I was a kid. You know, I remember, you know, watching some of the episodes. You know, some of the Scooby Doo songs, Scooby Doo, where are you?
Yep.
I remember, you know, the show. You know, I think it was in the '90s. I mean, late '80s, maybe early '90s. You know, a pup named Scooby Doo. We had the younger versions of the characters. You know, I remember watching that. Yeah. You know, it was a frequent part of my childhood. You know, I enjoyed watching. I enjoyed watching these shows. I believe they're just fun family entertainment.
All right, Jack, what do you think about Scooby Doo?
I love Scooby Doo. I watched all of them. You know, the original, the What's New Scooby Doo, the pup named Scooby Doo. And a couple of years ago, I really liked the Mystery Incorporated Scooby-Doo.
All right, so let's get into a few specifics. Seasons specifically. Obviously, we got to start with the original, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? This ran, you know, according to Scooby-Doo's Wikipedia page, it ran for like 6-7 years, but I counted only 2 to 3 seasons of the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You show. But yeah, this one came out in September 13th, 1969. And, you know, great voice cast, like Casey Kasem as Shaggy, Frank Welker was Fred, Don Messick as Scooby-Doo. I mean, just unbelievable friggin' show. It had the Villain of the Week montage with the Mystery Inc. gang solving crimes involving supernatural foes that turned out to be just guys in masks. I mean, it's really silly and I suppose dated in a lot of ways, but it's still enjoyable, still nostalgic. I actually own the complete series. I own all 3 seasons, and I love it. It's the original, and I would probably say still the best one. So I mean, the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, man? Absolutely great show. I love it. Chris, talk to me about the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You show.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's a show it's a show I enjoyed partially when I was a kid. Like I said, I found it entertaining. You know, I couldn't, it provided an abundance of laughs. You know, it's just like I said, I enjoyed the characters. You know, I mean, I think my watching of Scooby-Doo is kind of sporadic, you know, kind of scattered, you know, because this character has had so many incarnations, you know, for almost 5 decades, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just like I may not remember many episodes, but yeah, you know, it's just like I mean, this is the one, yes, but this is the one that really I kind of believe kind of sticks out in the mind. When you talk about Scooby-Doo, this very first one, Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got work to do now.
Yeah, I can recite that whole theme song.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Jack, what about you? Talk to me about the original Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
No, I love the original. I wouldn't have got away with it too if it wasn't for you and your meddling kids. You had some creepy villains like the Creeper. Creeper. I loved all the traps and stuff. And I loved how it's always like, all right, Shaggy and Scooby, you trap them, even though you're the scariest. But here's a Scooby snack.
That's all it took. That's all it took. Just give Scooby and Shaggy some Scooby snacks. They're good to go.
Here you go, Daphne. You'll go get kidnapped somehow. And then Fred and Velma and Daphne are always together, and then she always gets kidnapped.
Yep. That's how good. So, yeah, but that one I believe ran for 3 seasons, and then in 1972, new episodes aired under the title New Scooby-Doo Movies. These were 1-hour episodes where the mysteries tended to be larger, and they would incorporate a lot of guest stars, some real, some imaginary, some notable, some animated. Some notable guest stars were Harlem Globetrotters, Josie and the Pussycats, Batman and Robin, Addams Family, Cass Elliot, Don Knotts, Three Stooges. I remember a lot of those episodes. I remember there was a certain heightened tension, you can call that, but I remember it being somewhat greater in scale due to the guest board, but obviously still had the same classic campy Scooby-Doo writing and whatnot, and yeah, it was a great show in and of itself. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this new Scooby-Doo movies. Chris, you got anything to add to it?
I'm not sure if I have anything to add. I believe, I think this is a show I missed, or maybe not. I mean, maybe I'm not sure in terms of memory. I believe I seen Batman and Robin on one particular episode. I think that wasn't particularly, and I'm trying to figure out that was particularly great that they incorporated those characters. Just considering, I was huge on Batman, of course, other superheroes at that time. Of course, because I still am into superheroes, but mostly when I was a kid, Batman. Yes, Batman. Yeah. I mean, I believe I don't really know much about it. I suppose I do think the kind of the direction to introduce big stars of the day, celebrities to lend their voices as themselves into the series was kind of inspired. I don't really remember much for it, but yeah, like I said, it seemed like it was a cool show,
Okay, Jack, what about you?
I don't really remember a lot of them, but I do remember the Batman and Robin one, and I think I had that on VHS back in the day.
Well, I know that Hanna-Barbera Golden Collection just recently released a compilation DVD set that had like the best of the Scooby-Doo movie shows, and I'm like, as tempted as I am to get that, I'm like, why don't you just release the complete series? I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, I'm waiting for that because I don't want to get like double copies of like multiple seasons. All right, so anyway, both Scooby-Doo Where Are You and the Scooby-Doo movies were originally ran on CBS, and then in 1976 it was acquired by Disney, and then from 1976 until 1991 Scooby-Doo went through like a whole lot of different incarnations, different shows, different changes. Characters were added and dropped. I mean, there are honestly, there are kind of like too many different shows to like bring up individually. So I mean, and that was kind of like a messy period in Scooby-Doo's history. But I do know that this was notable. A couple of big or notable characters that were added to this was Scooby's cousin, Scooby Dumb or something like that. And then in 1979, they introduced Scooby's nephew, Scrappy Doo, in order to boost the ratings. Scrappy Doo. I will confess, as a child, I really liked him. I thought he was funny. He really had like an attitude that I really liked, but looking back on it now, holy shit, was this guy annoying. So, yeah, I don't like him anymore, but I did like him as a kid. I will confess. Don't hate me. But yeah, that was kind of a messy period for that. The only two seasons I really remember, incarnation of Scooby-Doo I remember from this time were the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which was a 13-episode run, which is notable for like having like real ghosts, And of course, they have an assistant from a great wizard named Vincent Van Ghoul, who was inspired upon and voiced by the legendary Vincent Price. And they're capturing these ghosts that Scooby and Shaggy let out, and I remember that being good. And then, of course, a pup named Scooby Doo, which was like a reboot of the show, bringing the cast back to junior high school, making them kids, solving like more younger mysteries. And so yeah, 13 Ghosts, Scooby Doo, and a pup named Scooby Doo. I really liked those, but other than that, this was the 70s and 80s were kind of a messy period for Scooby Doo. So, Chris, I'll leave the floor to you. It's kind of a messy period of Scooby Doo, Scrappy. Introduction to Scrappy, 13 Ghosts, pup named Scooby Doo. Anything you want to say, go for it.
Okay, I kind of wondered myself as a child. It's like how come Scooby Doo has been on so many different shows?
Mm-hmm.
I knew they couldn't have to just come up with a new title for the show. I mean, for a particular show, But I really didn't really watch much of those shows. Cooney and Cooney was titled The Scooby Doo Show.
Yeah, I learned while researching this that a lot of these like short seasons, like Scooby Doo All Star Laugh Olympics, Scooby Doo Dino Mutt Show, a lot of these were later packaged together as the Scooby Doo Show. Yeah. A lot of these like shorts were repackaged for syndication under the Scooby Doo Show banner.
It seems that he's being revived again and again. It's just like wow, that's kind of a roller coaster in itself. And also Scooby Doo, Scrappy Doo. I think I liked him. Not like I think I liked Scrappy Doo as well. Not much, but I think I liked him. Like I said, think. Now looking back at it, he was a bastard, It's just like,
yeah.
He was an irritating bastard. He kind of reminded me of Henry Hawk, the Looney Tunes character, and he was largely based on that character, I mean, Scrappy Doo kind of seemed to me kind of irritating, well, I don't know about full of himself, but he seemed to be like an unnecessary.
I think full of himself kind of a proverb there. I mean, everyone knows his catchphrase, "Puppy Power." Okay.
Right.
When you're 6, that's really cool, but when you're in your 20s, that's just bullshit. That's just stupid.
He's like, yeah, there's a line that's got to be drawn, I think like one of Scrappy's catchphrases is like, let me at him, I'll splat him.
Let me at him.
Dude.
It's like he was a hyper, he was an irritating hyper bastard, So,
yeah.
I can't stand Scrappy Doo. A pup named Scooby Doo, however, I believe along with the original Scooby Doo, Where Are You? I believe in my childhood, I mean, joined in the hilt. I watched this often. I felt it was kind of a niche show when I was a kid, seeing the younger versions of the characters, because I kind of enjoyed it, especially the banter between Shaggy and Scooby, yeah. But again, like I said, he was an entertaining cartoons when I was a kid. I'm not so sure about the recent incarnations, though. But yeah, with the previous ones, yeah, like I said, they provide me with some wonderful entertainment,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, Jack. This whole era of like different incarnations, Scrappy, 13 Ghosts, what pup named Scooby Doo? I mean, floor is yours. Have at it.
I don't think I saw the 13 Ghosts. I did like Scrappy Doo as a kid. Let me at Puppy Power. I really did like a pup named Scooby Doo. I thought it was cool that they were like younger, and I liked how most of the time, even though it wouldn't be, Fred just assumed whatever villain it was going to be the bully from the school, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yep.
So I really like that show.
Okay. So one other thing I forgot to mention during this timeline, there were a few like straight to TV like short film that had Scooby, Scrappy, and Shaggy in like a series of like short like 1 hour movies or Scooby-Doo meets the Boo Brothers, Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolves. I mean, a few short, like 1-hour films that were on
I think I
TV
saw
during
those,
this
and I
time.
think I like those.
Yeah, those were all decent films. But after that, there was kind of a drop-off of like brand new Scooby-Doo material for a long time. However, it was a lot of these shows were shown in reruns on a Cartoon Network throughout the 90s, and with its revival, with the renewed success and popularity of Scooby-Doo, Warner Brothers Animation and Hanna-Barbera, which was by then a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, began producing new Scooby-Doo direct-to-video movies starting in the late 90s, and they produced a total of 4 really, really good ones that I remember. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, and then Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Each one featuring like slightly older versions of the characters who have gotten back together after some time apart, and they're solving like the mysteries are much greater, the suspense is greater, like everything about it just like a greater mystery to them. And I remember those 4 movies being on like Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater in the late 90s, early 2000s. I remember those 4 movies being absolutely fantastic. So, Chris, did you happen to see any of those movies? And if so, what'd you think?
I don't think I've seen those films. I mean, maybe I've seen one. I mean, I'm not terribly, like I said, my memory is, like I said, my memory of Scooby-Doo was all over the place because of the fact they had so many different series, you know, about the character. I mean, I may have seen them, may not, you know. I don't truly remember, you know, if I saw those movies.
Oh, yeah, okay. Jack, what about you?
You said Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase.
Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders, and then Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
I think I've seen them all, and I think I love them. I mean, you had the Witch's Ghost with the author and Velma. You had Alien Invaders, where Shaggy and Scooby fell in love with aliens.
Yeah.
Zombie Island was good. My favorite is the Cyber Chase, and I watched that recently, like a couple of months ago.
It's because of that video game theme?
I love that movie. They go through all the different errors in the video game, and it's just so cool. And it's in a video game, and then you see the other versions, the younger version, which I thought was really cool. It's just a great movie.
All right. So, speaking of movies, with the revival of popularity, it only made sense for someone to try to adapt these guys into live action, and that's exactly what we got in 2002. The live action Scooby-Doo movie released in 2002, starring Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Matthew Lillard, and Linda Cardellini as Mystery Inc. It was financially successful. I will admit, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I know it's not really, looking back on it, it's really not that good, but I was 12 when I saw it. It's kind of nostalgic to me because I do love Scooby-Doo so much. So, I mean, yeah, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. So, Chris, sounds like you disagree with me.
Pretty much. I mean, well, I haven't seen this film. I remember seeing the previews when I came out. I was like, you know, I mean, I was wondering, could they actually succeed at making a decent live-action version of Scooby-Doo? And seeing the answer was no. I mean, the previews for the movie looked awful when I saw them. It's like, it looks so drab and bland, and it's just like, you know, it wasn't incredible. It didn't seem to me like a decent translation of the cartoon. And don't get me started Matthew Lillard as Shaggy and
what?
No, I can't stand him. I can't.
Seriously, I thought he was the best one. I mean, he had to give himself a sore throat to get that voice. I mean, that's dedication. Oh, honestly, he was my favorite character on this movie. I mean, Sarah Michelle Gellar was all looks, don't get me wrong, but she's kind of, you know, all the others were kind of boring as their character. I mean, Matthew Lillard was the only one who really put any kind of effort into his. I felt was the only one who put any effort into his character.
Maybe. But, you know, does anybody recognize, you know, Linda Cardellini? Does anybody recognize her right now? I mean, yeah. Take a
It's on Age of
cool.
Ultron.
I was about to say yes. Linda Barton in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Years later. My goodness. But yeah, those two movies. Scooby Doo and Scooby Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed.
I was gonna get to that a little later, but
Right.
anyway, Jack, just the first one. What'd you think?
I liked the first one when it came out. I haven't seen it in a while. I don't think I've seen it in years, but I liked it when it came out. It was interesting. My favorite thing about it was they had the actor who played Mr. Bean in the movie was in it.
Rowan Atkinson.
Yes, thank you. I loved him in the movie. He was great. So that was always like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the love story. And now that I think about it, it's pretty funny that the girl's name was Mary Jane.
Oh, do you want to know something interesting that I learned? Do you remember that scene where, that character like hit her face and all of a sudden she looked like distorted or something? That's when Scooby found out she was a monster, but like stretched her face out.
Oh, yeah.
A little.
I learned that that the actress actually did that herself. Like that was not CGI.
Oh, interesting.
Like I don't know how true it is, but I mean it's something I remember hearing when I was watching the commentary of that movie, like the actors commenting on it as they were watching it. But anyway, while the first one was good, I mean, well, I consider the first one a guilty pleasure. I can't say the same thing about the sequel. Honestly, I did not like that movie very much, which is kind of a shame because this is the one where we get to see like live action versions of these classic, legendary Scooby-Doo monsters. You got the Minor 49er. You got the Tar Monster. I don't know how Black Knight, maybe even the Green Ghost. I don't know, but all these classic, legendary Scooby-Doo villains. We're getting live action versions of them, and man, they really dropped the ball on this one. I was not a fan of that movie at all. So that was the disappointing movie for me. I really did not like it. Chris, it sounds like you did not see it. Jack, what about you?
I liked it. I thought it was okay when it came out. It was pretty interesting. I liked that they made fun of the fact that Daphne always got kidnapped and she actually knew like karate and fought off one of the guys. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was in the first one.
Oh. I thought it was the second.
I don't remember Daphne like really fighting Martian.
It might have been the first one.
Yeah, they mock it in the first one. I don't think they did it in the second one.
No, and then I liked in the second that the monsters were actually real. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just a shame they didn't really do a whole lot with them. I mean, this could have been so much. Anyway, I need to stop complaining about it. But anyway, Oh, speaking of live action, in 2009, a live action telefilm was released on DVD and Cartoon Network at the same time. Scooby Doo: The Mystery Begins, which is kind of like an origin story for the main cast. Sorry, an origin story for Mystery Inc. This film had Nick Pilatus as Shaggy, Kate Melton as Daphne, Haley Kiyoko as Velma, Frank Welker reprising his voice as Scooby-Doo. This one's most notable, though. Robbie Amell, that's right, Green Arrow's brother, played Fred in this movie. So, I mean,
Yeah.
when I found that out, I was kind of like, oh, I did not know that. But, yeah, I remember watching that film thinking, yeah, it was okay. Kind of a stupid, low-budget movie. I didn't think it was all that bad. I don't suppose any of you guys saw that.
No, I did.
Okay, Jack, what'd you think?
It was pretty good. Pretty good for like a made-for-TV movie. I think they made one more, but I'm not sure.
They did. Scooby-Doo: Curse of the Lake Monster retained the same cast, aired a year later. Yeah, so I remember seeing that one too and not being very impressed with it.
I think I thought that was okay.
All right. So anyway, with the success of the TV movies in the late '90s, Kids WB announced that they would air a new Scooby Doo season called Scooby Doo. What's New Scooby Doo? Same cast, the original format of like the format of the original shows, but takes place in the 21st century. So you see a lot of computers, DVD, internet, cell phones, all that stuff. I remember watching that show, and I remember thinking it was really good. I enjoyed What's New Scooby Doo. I own all 3 seasons. I enjoyed the theme song. Very good season, a very good show. I liked it very much. Chris, did you happen to see What's New Scooby Doo?
I believe I heard of it, but I never really got a chance. I mean, I don't think any ever, I mean, the original Scooby Doo series weren't masterpieces, but they were decent to an extent. But I don't think anything else could have, could have at least been as good as those other shows.
I can see your point with that. Jack, what about you?
No, I saw it. I really liked What's New Scooby Doo, and it worked for the new time period with like video games and DVDs and things.
Mm.
And I really liked it.
Okay. So yeah, that ran for 3 seasons, and this one I was not aware of. It was after 3 seasons, it was replaced by in September 2006 with Shaggy and Scooby Doo Get a Clue.
What?
I don't remember this show. I was not even aware it existed.
Oh.
Did anyone see this?
I never saw it, but I remember like hearing about it. Like I remember seeing a preview or show like on the whatever network it was on, but I don't think I ever saw it.
Okay, it was on the CW, apparently. Yeah, I don't remember that one. And after that, I kind of stopped watching Scooby-Doo after What's New, because I honestly didn't even know. I thought that they stopped making it, so I kind of stopped watching after that. So I was not even aware that Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated came out on Cartoon Network in 2010. I have never seen that show at all. Jack, I know you have. What'd you think of it?
I loved that show. It was really good. It was a little darker, and it actually changed something to the formula. It had a lot more, like an overall plot, and it went a lot into character development, like Freddy and Daphne's relationships, his obsessed with traps. Shaggy and Velma had a relationship, and Scooby affected it. It was really good.
Okay. I remember seeing like clips of it, and honestly, the animation has been a real. It's the animation style show that kind of prevented me from watching it because it is such a turnoff. Though I don't know why that is affecting me, considering I really did not like the animation in the Spectacular Spider-Man, but the writing and the character development was strong enough to keep me interested. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll check out Mystery Incorporated at some point. It's on Netflix. I don't know. We'll see. And then after that ran its run, Cartoon Network has announced a new show which recently premiered, Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. I've heard nothing but bad things about this. So I don't know how good it's going to be.
I haven't seen it. I saw the previews, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out. It's a disgrace to Scooby-Doo. I can't believe they canceled Mystery Incorporated for this crap.
Yeah. We'll see. I know that Scooby-Doo also released a lot of like direct-to-video episodes, like Spooky Games. Another direct-to-video movie that I haven't seen a whole lot of. But and I also know that Warner Brothers, their Cartoon Network, is planning on releasing a theatrical animated Scooby-Doo film that's scheduled for a 2018 release. So, I mean, it sounds like, based on all this, it sounds like Scooby-Doo is never really going to go away. So, I mean, I think that's kind of ultimately going to be his legacy. He's like an enduring character who's kind of silly in his own way, but still very fun, enjoyable for young adult audiences and older audiences alike. I think Scooby-Doo will always be around. Chris, I mean, any closing thoughts? What do you think is going to ultimately be like the legacy of Scooby-Doo?
It could be that Scooby kind of is kind of a character that I think it's just the silliness and the personality, the overall sweetness and the charm of this character. It's what appeals to children. Maybe I mean, it's just and the fact that the despite its limitation, despite its corniness, I don't know about corniness, despite its silliness, it tends to be so much fun. Actually, it is a fun show to watch. I mean, I'm not sure if there's going to be more incarnations. I mean, they may, of course, there's going to be more incarnations, but I don't think there's. I mean, maybe there's not going to be an abundance of them as there were when the character was first introduced. But this character no doubt will continue to prosper.
Jack, what about you? Any closing thoughts? What do you think is ultimately the legacy of Scooby-Doo?
I think it's going to be around for a while, and I think it'll continue, but I think it also depends on how this new Cartoon Network show does and how the this animated movie they're working on performs.
Okay, guys, so with that said, that's going to wrap up episode 40 of Nerds United 1. Chris, it was a pleasure having you here talking Scooby-Doo.
It's great. It's great talking to you, Paul. Of course, we love doing these things. Talking about talk about things in the world of nerds. Great.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Jack, it was a pleasure having you here.
Thanks. It was great to talk about all this nostalgia.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for being here. We will see you next week. Until then, have a good day.